नमस्कार मित्रों, मैं नीरज सिंह विजन साइंस क्लासेस के इस YouTube चैनल पे आप सबका स्वागत करता हूं। जैसा कि आप सब जानते हैं कि आजकल देश में जो स्थिति चल रही है उसको देखते हुए हमारे जितने भी स्टूडेंट्स हैं और जितने भी पेरेंट्स हैं सभी को ये चिंता सता रही है कि कहीं उनके बच्चों का जो पढ़ाई है, जो उनका स्टडी है, वो बहुत पीछे ना रह जाए और उनका सिलेबस और उनके जो क्वेश्चंस हैं, जो क्वारीज़ हैं, वो कहीं अधूरी ना रह जाएं। उन सब बातों को ध्यान में रखते हुए मैं आज अपना पहला वीडियो लेक्चर अपलोड कर रहा हूं, जिससे आप लोग यूट्यूब चैनल पर विजन साइंस क्लासेस के नाम से सर्च कर सकते हैं और देख सकते हैं आप यूट्यूब चैनल पर विजन साइंस क्लासेस के नाम से क्लास 9th का फर्स्ट चैप्टर आज हम कवर करने जा रहे हैं, जो कि है फंडामेंटल यूनिट ऑफ लाइफ। द फंडामेंटल यूनिट ऑफ लाइफ, सेल। Cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life. As you all know, when life begins on the earth, the first and primary thing which was made in this universe was cell. Whenever we talk about the cell, we have to think over our chemistry and physics also, because the same dignity atom has in the chemistry. Every matter is made up of a small and tiny particle. That particle is known as atom. Similarly, in biology, every organism body, not only human being, every life forms, living things which are around us is made up of millions of cells or either single cell. So there are two types of organisms are present on the earth: unicellular or multicellular. When we talk about the cell, we have to think over the discovery of the cell. Actually, who has discovered the cell? From where this term came and what is the meaning of this term? So very primarily or firstly, cell was discovered by Robert Hooke under his own primitive microscope, his own made microscope. It was the assembling of the different types of lenses together, and he has seen a honeycomb like structure, and he coined the term cell. This type of structure he has seen, and he coined this structure as cell in 1665. 1665. It was the first time when any scientist who just come to know how the living being is formed and how the living being is made up of, from which thing they are made up of. So they are made up of a tiny structural unit, and it is also functional unit, that this is known as cell. Cell is of two types. First, prokaryotic cell, and secondly is eukaryotic. Prokaryotic cell means the cell which don't have a well-defined nucleus and any membrane-bound cell organelles. So, lack of nucleus, lack of cell organelles, the cell is known as undeveloped, we can say, undeveloped nucleus. And here is developed nucleus. What is the meaning of undeveloped nucleus? The cell is not having all other cell organelles like mitochondria, plastids, Golgi bodies, etc. They are undeveloped cell. So they are generally present in bacteria. You all have heard the name bacteria. Bacteria are of three types: archaea, eubacteria, and pure bacteria. And this eukaryotic cells, all the animals and the plants around us is made up of eukaryotic cell. It means it has developed nucleus and their own genetic material like DNA or RNA. They have capacity to replicate. Actually, both have capacity to replicate, to divide, to reproduce. They all have. But this chapter belongs to cell. It means not only this, it has a maximum knowledge about the life forms and the living being. The prokaryotic cell is very small in size, because as bacteria they are not even seen with naked eyes. They can be seen with the aided eyes or the help of microscope or electron microscope. So the size of this prokaryotic cell is very small, 1 to 10 mm. This mm means micrometer, and the eukaryotic cell is size 5 to 100 mm. Mm means micrometer, and 1 mm is equal to 1 upon 1000 millimeter. 1 upon 1000 millimeter, and it is micrometer. Micrometer, millimeter. Don't be confused with this, okay? So it is very, very small and tiny. They are very small, so their name is pro. Pro means previously. The very primary thing. So life begins in water and the air. We can consider anywhere. So the life which is started on the earth, it is started with the prokaryotic cell or bacteria. As we know, bacteria are present everywhere. They are also a cell because they have genetic material and their own organelles. So this type of cell is known as prokaryotic and eukaryotic. You have to remind only two types of cell: prokaryotic cells or eukaryotic cells. Now this eukaryotic cells is further divided into plant cell and animal cell. Animal cell. Now all the plants around us, no matter they are very, very small, or the blue-green algae, they all are consist of or made up of plant cell, and plant cell have the distinguished feature, and animal cell has distinguished feature. They are different with each other. Most of the organelles are same, only few differences are there. We can I will tell you what are the differences between them. Before this, we have to understand some more term. What is the cell? Cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life. Basic structural and functional unit of life. It means it is defining the size and shape of the organism. So it is known as structural unit of life. When it is, because it is functioning all the vital activities of the life forms like reproduction, respiration, and nutrition, digestion, everything is happening inside the cell. Even single cell organism are there. They are performing all vital activities of their life, necessary activities of their life with the help of single cell. So I already told you, unicellular like amoeba. You have heard this name amoeba very often. And multicellular like plant and animal. Plant and animal. Plants and animals. So cell is the structural and functional unit. So we can say all the cells are similar in structure? No. Cells are identical in nature and they are in different types. Suppose human body have 200 different kinds of cells to perform various functions. Like brain is having nerve cells, neurons, and it is the function of neurons is to think about, to store the memory, and to transmit the signals throughout the body, and so on. And the cells of stomach is different kinds because they have to secrete the digestive juices or the enzymes. So every cell inside the body have different structures and different functions. Now we can consider as the organisms are very small till the very long, like blue whale, very big structure. What do you think? they are made up of big one cells, or the ant which is very small having the small size of cell? No, the cell is mostly microscopic. They are not even seen with naked eyes. But regarding that animal, those were very big. In them, the number of cell is billions and trillions and many more. Suppose human being having 100 trillions of cells. It means a huge number of cells are present inside the human body. And the elephant is having more and much cells in their body because they are huge in size. So the size of the cell is not considered as defining. The number of cell is defining the organism body. Like some organism are in this world, like nematodes. They have the fixed number of cells in their body since their birth. Like Ascaris is having fixed number of cells in their body since their birth till death. Why? Because the size of the volume of the cells are increasing in them only, but not replicating or multiplying. So their mitotic cell division does not take place inside the Ascaris, because they are having the fixed number of cells in their body. So the size of the cell is not varied. Size is not a defining feature, but number of the cells is defining feature of the organism. Now, most of the organelles are same in plant cell and animal cell. But only 2-3 organelles are not present in animal cell with respect to the plant cell. So I will tell you in my next lecture, because this will be very long and you will feel bored. Okay, so I will tell you in the next lecture. Thank you.